All right. We're good. Yeah, game 5 might be the last time you see the NBA. Are you prepared for that? Like, are you
I'm
ready?
prepared.
Ben Rasa can't wait to spend 100% of his time on, it's going to be like a pie chart. 98.98% of the time will be spent on the PGA, the rest of it in college baseball. And then if there's anything left over, he's got a life at home, a relationship, and other things to cultivate. So maybe there's a plus minus percentage.
No,
You can't wait for this to be over tonight.
There's like a 1%. We'll put in soccer. We got Morocco
not
and
life
Cape
at
Verde.
home, soccer. Okay,
Soccer.
I see. I gave you an out.
No. There's other things, a little MMA action. Who knows? It is going to end tonight.
It is.
Justin Rose didn't do it for us, no, but he was damn close. We were all over the board last week. Good effort. Just couldn't close on Sunday. It's got to end tonight, right?
I don't know, man. So much.
It's got to end tonight.
Okay. Before we even talk about the game itself, as far as like side or total, the news, and the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because it may not even impact for you side or total. But clearly the news today is that Tyler Hero is going to give it a go, the old-fashioned go here.
Yeah.
And I just don't know what all of a sudden this does, if anything. Like, it's not drastically moving the line that Tyler Hero might play 22 or 23 minutes tonight. I can't imagine, Ben Rasa, that Tyler Hero is going to lead the game in scoring and single-handedly lead Miami back into this series. But that's the big news at the very least.
Yeah, that just must mean it's a slow news day, because Tyler Hero coming back is not going to do anything. There's just as good a chance as that's a giant net negative than it is going to help them. So it's a non-factor. The books think it's a non-factor. I'll tell you where it is a factor, though. What we're about to do when we get into the prop market and look at OddsShopper for what's going on, because he's going to take minutes from somebody. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, and productivity as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just going to be minutes, right? It could
Usage.
be points from somebody. Exactly.
Yep.
Yes, great term to throw that in there. All right, so I would think that Denver wins this game. I would think it would be really hard. The two leans that I would have in this game would be Denver and over 209 if it's still at 209. Last I checked, but still, I mean, I think we're going to see a little bit more. Miami has no choice but to kind of open some things up and push some things, like whatever they've been doing defensively, trying to slow the zone. All those things just aren't working. I know we're going to talk about them. I'm curious to see where the tool reaches, but as much as Jimmy and Joker and everybody in between are going to be in a focus, don't overlook what Gabe Vincent, of all people, did in the first 2 games on the road when there was so much focus away from him. So we'll talk about guys who are impacted either positive or negative by Tyler Hero. But I mean, it's hard for me, Ben, to think that Denver loses this game. And I would be more inclined to go over the 209, at the very least over the first half, because I think Miami has to open some stuff up and really battle. And maybe that's uncomfortable, but whatever the hell they've been doing ain't working.
No, and they're out of options. They're trying stuff. Spoelstra is a smart coach. There's just not that much you can do. It's the cards he's been dealt. The personnel is limited. The Heat guards in particular, I think the ones that if Hero turns out to be a non-factor tonight, and I think there's a real chance that he is, the lines on the other Heat guards are all valuable to the overs. I think that it could be a situation where they're not disrupted as much as we think, and we're shaving a couple of points or a couple assists or a couple threes or whatever it may be off the line when we don't need to. The Gabe Vincents of the world, those type of players, I think I am interested as we look at the board in getting some of those overs. And you see them on Caesars in particular. They're not giving the proper allocation right now. They're all those overs pop in the tools.
Absolutely. I saw Noah Levinson on the chat. The Tool loving the overs on Heat guards. We're going to get to that a little bit deeper. The other thing, though, I just wanted to get to really quick. Brandon the Great liking Joker 12 assists a lot. Now, that's a 12-plus play, right? Because it looks like the total is 10.5. I did just check real quick, Ben, to see, and we remind you, of course, hit the thumbs up button now that you're coming in. We have the OddsShopper premium tool below, so we want you to sign up for that. If you're like Brandon the Great, I want to make sure I got the right Brandon here, right? No, it's not. Brandon the Great, right? Not the other one. Then you may be thinking, all right, well, if I'm not going to get 12 assists, let me just go over 10.5. The tool right now is saying, the market is saying that going under 10.5 assists is technically a plus EV play. But Brandon, like you, I hate just going to the under when I wanted to go over. So instead of playing the assist market, what you could do instead with Joker is go over 51.5 PRA and now not worry about one of the three and just combine them all. That's actually a pretty decent bet over at BetMGM where you're getting about 5 points of value.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing, listen, it's Joker. We don't need to dive into how good he is, but he can just contribute in every different category. Whether he pours in 40 real points, he could have 20 rebounds. He can give you a ton of assists. So, of course, it's always a lofty number. You just mentioned it's north of 50, but there is some room there at minus 120 in particular. That's where you got to get it. It's a small break even to minus 125, but those numbers add up. There's no doubt about it. So I'm fine with that. I don't see, it's funny, looking at the tools right now, it's mostly Heat centric. There's not a lot of Nuggets values that stand out, and it's probably because they're more intact. And besides Michael Porter Jr., who's just been terrible, their rotations have relatively stayed the same in these games. And I don't think that's going to change tonight.
There are two Nuggets props. Well, Jamal Murray, I look, that's a good bet. That's a plus EV bet. That's a leg that you could definitely play. You could put it in a parlay. You could go to FanDuel, save 5 points on that. No doubt. It doesn't mean you have to. I don't think I'm going to play that. I don't think I want to tempt Jamal Murray at home in an under situation, especially with three categories where he could double in two of the three of those. I don't want to mess around with that. But again, I recognize that the market has dictated that there's a spot there. But to your point, the only other two that really jumped out at me, and we'll get to Murray a little bit later, because, I mean, maybe if you wanted to go over 8.5 assists, that's fine. I think that's actually a pretty decent play over on DraftKings. But what about these super small markets? KCP over 7.5 points, even money. The true value there is minus 104, so it's a good bet. And Jeff Green, you want to talk about a sweat. Jeff Green under 3.5 points
to me?
Is plus 105. The true value plus 101. Look, you asked for Nuggets props, and I'm giving you Nuggets props. All right.
I mean, Jeff Green is having quite a series. He's taken 7 shots in the entire series, but he's made 6 of them. Not bad.
Insane.
Nice little easy game for him to shoot. He shot 100% in 3 straight games. A little 4 for 4. What are you going to do with something like that? I don't want to bury the lead, though, because we talked about a bunch of props. Jimmy Butler under 27.5 points on FanDuel grades out as one of, if not the best prop out there. Most books have made the move to 26.5. If you can find the 27.5, and again, it is available over on FanDuel at minus 114. Jimmy Butler, I think I'm going to go under again. He has not really performed, taking a lot of shots, but it's not really materializing. And you're getting an extra point there for less vig. That's a spot.
Yeah, Butler, I like that too. Hero back. You have a lot of this. I think to look at where we are from Max Strus is another guy, Duncan Robinson. I mean, these guys are available to you. Even Tyler Hero under 7.5 points. Caleb Martin. So you can take your pick. You know, you brought up Jimmy Butler and looking at that at the top of the board. That's our best play in the NBA tonight. You're saving 30 points right there. going under 27.5. That's just it. I know it's Jimmy, my God. But look, it doesn't matter if he scores 28 or if he scores 68 tonight. If he goes over, he goes over. What we're telling you is that the value is saying, all right, go under, and then you can tell whatever story you want in your head to make it seem right. Caleb Martin, these guys are on the road too, right? That's another thing. So maybe it's just been so bet heavily the opposite way that now there are some avenues here which would make sense, right? People thinking, Caleb Martin's not doing shit on the road, or Gabe Vincent's not doing anything. Gabe Vincent over 13.5 PRA on Caesars. I'm really interested in that.
Again, Caesars just not, and that just speaks to what we do at OddsShopper. Again, it's the market dictating opportunities. And right now in the market for Heat's guards, Caesars is lacking. Every other book basically is saying, we set this one way, and Caesars is saying we see it another way. Yeah, I trust the many over the few in this situation. And if you're looking for that, I think Caesars is the one who is off base here over time. I think it's been proven that that's just not the right line for this.
So a lot of people were giving that Cats guy to Beat It here. Is Eat It a better song than Beat It? Now, you don't need to disparage Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson can still be the king of pop. He can still be the GOAT. He can still be one of the greatest to ever do it with a mic and his feet and anything in between. I mean, nobody can dance with a hat, a brim hat like MJ. I mean, he is God when it comes to entertainment. But that doesn't mean Weird Al. Like, did Weird Al ever get over on anybody? Like, it's hard for me to think that there isn't one Weird Al parody song that's better than the song in which he parodied, right?
You're talking to
that Gump.
You're talking to the wrong person. I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm
a fan of chaos. Weird Al, okay. Andy Kaufman. These people are like just
Andy
chaos.
Kaufman.
Yeah.
What the hell is that? Isn't that the guy from Shawshank?
No, he's
that's Andy Dufresne. Never mind. Don't mind me. You see, this is why
white and nerdy. How about white and nerdy over riding dirty? I'll give you that. Come on.
Yeah.
You don't know any Weird Al parody?
I really don't.
Okay. Look,
I know the name, but no, I don't.
Look, I'll leave you with this. If I'm getting Steven Leibowitz on my side, who is normally quick to come out and point a flaw in something I'm saying, and most likely rightfully so, then you know that I'm onto something, and it's not just my typical nonsense. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just out of the loop here.
You got to go back and listen to Amish Paradise.
Yeah, it's right on my list. Again, I only listen to music when I play poker.
Yeah, I doubt it was.
Yeah, lucky that wasn't a Jeopardy question. I hear that. Maybe we'll do some of that later in the show. You have any? You have any feel on the 8.5 for the game?
Well, it did dip, I guess, a half to a point with the hero stuff. I think it was at 9.5. A sneeze is coming on, right? Pardon me, but I think I just don't want to touch it. If anything, I would look at Denver in the first half. I think Denver, maybe even in the first quarter, right? There's this expectation that Miami, what's changing? What's changing? I think if I could find a decent number for Denver in either the first half or the first quarter, spread-wise, rather than money line, I would look at that over the 8.5. Look, the problem is that Miami, and maybe it's like a 51-49. I don't have anything in front of me, but I think there is myth to an extent, right? It's built on some reality, Ben, but I think there's some myth that it's like, you can't blow Miami out or you can't close Miami out. Like they've got this hustle and they've got Jimmy Butler and Spoelstra. Denver is significantly better than Miami this series. So yeah, I don't know what happens in the fourth quarter, but I think the first quarter, I would target.
That's fair. I think that's a more than reasonable approach. I'm going to go the complete opposite in the sense that I'm not going to do anything early. And I trust Denver enough if they start slow to be able to come back and ultimately get this done. So if I have no position and Denver blows them out from start to finish, nothing will happen for me. I won't win a dime and I won't lose a dime. If Miami starts fast and they're hitting some threes and they go up 8, maybe I can get Denver -4.5. Maybe I can get Denver -3.5, something like that. And I'm more than comfortable if we see the right template. I think this team is built to weather it, and certainly at home, I don't see them dropping this game, so I will look for Denver positions live.
I think that's a great angle for this game, especially trying to get the feel for what exactly does happen with Miami, if anything, right? With Miami. Okay, so I'm trying to look anywhere
Let's see.
else.
Jamal Murray. We had a friend of the show. Tevi was asking Jamal Murray over 4.5 boards, over 7 assists.
Assists popped.
I mean, if you're getting 7, assuming you're not laying like minus 200, anything remotely there, I would go over because his line is up to 8.5 at most books, and we still see some value on the over if you're getting plus money.
Correct. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
You know, I'm gonna, just so you know, I'm gonna troll you today.
Great.
On on the community parlay. You thought you were safe from my nonsense when it came to the most ridiculous trends you've ever heard when it comes to college and the NFL. Like you would take the month off or maybe a couple of months off, but I found some shit today that's going to blow your mind. All right.
Right. Seems predictive. Right. Love it. Beautiful.
Yes, it absolutely is. Okay. So anything else in this game? I want to hit a couple of promos early. We'll come back. We'll build some parlays and stuff. The community parlay is up there. What's the play for the up 2 and win MLB promo? Well, okay, so this is our friend from the Discord. So if you're in the Discord, by the way, Chalkboard, that's up, that's free. You should be in, like, it should be mandatory that you sign up for Chalkboard, then come hang with us on the Discord. But you got that on the Discord. And as Eric Lindquist saw, since Lindquist is privy to what gets posted on the Discord, he waited for me to put the Angels and then put that paragraph stealing my play, but adding his analysis to it, which always is going to look sharper than my analysis because I just, fall backwards into shit.
Lindquist
actually, Lindquist actually uses his brain. I don't have one. So that's what happened. You may think this is a negative, Ben. You may think this is a rip. I'm just saying this is how we all come together on the Discord.
That's synergy. All. That's how we roll. Yeah, we've got options here.
I just put it out. Jeez.
I don't know what to do. Like I can't do Oakland. If you go to Oakland, you're braver than me. I know they've been playing a little better. That's the biggest. No. Can't do it. Right.
Well, I can't say anything because I have a column out where we're doing this every day and I'm putting a play out. Now we hit Boston last night, but it wasn't an up by 2. It was just the fact that we took them on the money line and they won the game. So I would just direct people to this post. In fact, maybe I'll just get the link and post it as that. Is this allowed? Can I even do this and post it in the chat?
To do what?
Mike, the up by 2 that I wrote. I wrote this.
Yeah, you drop it in there. Tell the people. What about the Phillies? That's where my eyes were drawn. You have a healthy 10-run total. It's a minus 110 flip on both sides. They bat first, so you have that equity. I think it's a kind of toss-up game in my mind. It's not a game I'm running to the window to bet, but if you tell me that both teams could easily be up 2 runs in that game at some point, it's that type of game.
Yeah, so I looked at this today, Ben, and I even referenced at the start of the pick, the best play would be the Phillies, but the best value, I think, is on the Angels. Meaning both of these teams are live dogs on the road, but the promo, I think, favors the Angels, especially where they just edge the first and the third inning. So I go through it, but I'm with you. I think either one of these teams, and look, Matt Strahm is pitching really well overall. You're going to need him to hold off Arizona. But the beauty of this promo, just to remind you here, the beauty of this promo is that you don't need to hold a lead. That's why road dogs are so appealing, is because you don't need to hold any lead whatsoever. You just need to get up. So I think the Phillies, and even if they don't get it in the first inning, I think Strahm is pitching well enough where he can hold off Arizona, get another shot at it. And the Angels are the Angels. The first inning and the third inning are going to be dangerous for Texas to slow down. So I would look at that. Yeah, they were Tim Strong. They were minus 110 when I looked at this about an hour ago too.
Yeah, Phillies money line is minus 110. Yeah, I'm fine for that.
Braves, yeah, but not road favorites. There you go.
No, but it's a toss-up game. Right. Like it's Certainly the Braves should roll the Tigers, but you may not need the
why
up
do
two
that?
there.
Right. No, we don't, Rich. Sorry, Ben.
No, nothing. It's always that risk reward. You don't want to take a team just to take a team, but you're also knowing that you're securing that equity, obviously 100% if your team just takes an early lead. Like a lot of bad teams are winning early in games and then they lose. So it's a good boot. It's worth it. Even if you're blindly picking, you're coming out ahead with that one. It's just a good one to have.
All right, we do have a bunch of promos here,
Okay.
and I want to get to them because I actually bet a bunch. And I mean, I put the 25% promo boost already on the MLB. I took the golf promos on both FanDuel and DraftKings. I took the 100% MLB promo already. I'm promoed up, cuz.
Man,
right?
I didn't have these
promos.
Say. Tough scene.
Well, that's because you're better at this than me.
No, I get weird promo. I didn't get any golf promos. I'll tell you that much.
Well, you also live in a terrible state, which is New York. So.
Yeah, but it's got good pizza. I get
Areas
a slice after
do.
the show.
Areas do.
Areas.
Although,
yeah, area.
I mean, yeah, but look, you're in a general area. I tell you what, you won't believe it until you go up there. But I say this as a Jew from the Bronx. Okay, you go up to Montreal. So long as you find somebody who knows how to mix like sauce and cheese, the dough is the pizza is unlike anything. Bagel pizza, it's our water. It's just cleaner. It's amazing. It is truly amazing.
I'm taking
notes. You're not going to see me turn into, Mike Lawrence here and try to push some fallacy that Philadelphia pizza is better than New York pizza. All right. So I can stay in my lane still.
We have good pizza. What are these boosts?
Oh. Here we go. Well, all right. Let's get the NBA out since we've talked a ton about that. Yeah, there's insane Jewish deli up there in Montreal too, Leibowitz. You and I would know. First quarter finals boost. Okay. Oh, I mean, we haven't played a first quarter prop in a while.
Oh, here we go. We're on a nice run without this nonsense.
I'm not touching anything in the first quarter. I told you I like Denver. It would feed to it. I'm sure there's some positive value here, but I'm out.
It actually looks pretty good.
It does look pretty good, but I'm out.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. If you're gonna do a first quarter, the rotations are long. Foul trouble is minimal. They're at home.
For both of those guys, you're not going to worry about foul trouble.
I think you're okay there.
Yeah.
25 2+. These look pretty. Obviously, add 300 to any golfer.
Well, let's talk about that in a second. I just want to get the NBA stuff out here real quick. I mean, DraftKings.
These look fine.
DraftKings looks fine to me. I wouldn't mind playing that. Although, to be honest with you, I would take a shot at Murray on an alternate 3 as well. But that's fine. All these threes, I like Max Strus. I don't want anything to do with. I don't think you gain anything, Ben, by moving this line from 8.5 to 9.5. I'd rather it like the movement would be 6.5 to 7.5 or something like that if it were down there. So the BetMGM one would be a pass for me. I would be interested in the DK one of the 3 NBA ones.
Yeah, the DK one seems fine. It helps that I think, and naturally, listen, they're 8.5 point favorites. I'm not saying anything outrageous. Denver is the positions that I want to take. Like if this was Jimmy Butler to score over 25 or something, I probably wouldn't do it. But with Joker, with Murray, the team goes as they go. I think it ends tonight. It seems inevitable that they get there in some regard.
So the other one now is this DraftKings boost for the PGA. And there are a couple actually that are really interesting here for golf, Ben, right? One of them is on DraftKings where you just add 300 to any golfer. The other is FanDuel, and that's fine, Mike. We'll just talk through both of them. The other is FanDuel where you get your bet back, right? Which is essentially, okay, you're going to spend that money's in your account anyway, so you're getting it back to bet again.
What is it? I'm sorry.
No problem. So the first one is you add 300 on DraftKings.
Yeah.
The FanDuel is you bet a golfer outright, if he finishes top 20, you get your money back. Dead heat, whatever, that's fine. You're still going to get, there's no reduction. You're getting your money back. So let's look at DraftKings, because we talked about this at length, and I'm going to give you the props here so you can expand on it. But I checked beforehand, and every other book of note was laying the same 7-1 for Scotty Scheffler. So I don't know how you wouldn't put the 300 on Scotty.
I would. I did, actually. That's the one. Again, that's the boost. I think seemingly everyone I know has that one. It should be available. I saw it this morning. I don't have that FanDuel one. I wish I did. I'll have to check. But this one, it doesn't mean that you can't go to Rahm or someone else up there, but there's no doubt that 10-1 on Scotty Scheffler, looking at the market, is a price that's not available anywhere. And that's what you get. So you're still talking about, 10% break. Like, it's a low probability he wins, but I think that's the obvious choice for that one.
All right. I think there's an obvious choice for this one as well. And again, I'm going to give you credit, because I looked and I looked and I looked, and I did not have the freaking stones to pull the trigger on Tyrrell Hatton at 30-1. But I did bet your guy, and I give him your guy because you go first on putting for dough. So you always get to choose first. But I laid the 20-1 on Xander. It's really hard for me to see, a conclusion on Sunday where Xander is not fighting for a top 20 spot at the very worst.
Well, Xander's played in 6 U.S. Opens in his career, all different venues, and his worst finish ever is 14th. Not sure what else there's to say. You can say, well, it's different courses, it's this and that. He clearly has the game for what the setups are like, which is you got to be strong off the tee. You got to make timely putts. You got to be able to have a pretty well-rounded game. Some guys can do it. Some guys can't. Is Xander going to miss cuts at the U.S. Open in his career? Obviously. It's just too difficult not to. But he's a San Diego State guy. He's a Cali guy. He was born in San Diego. I'm not sure I can find any faults with Xander this week. He was my first outright bet at 20-1. So naturally, I think that this is the type of bet I would look to Xander for.
And come on, Lindquist, you can't take Hovland at 18-1. That's just irresponsible right there. I'm not saying that Hovland, I'm interested in matchups depending on what pops with tee time. You can't take Hovland outright at 18-1 with Xander at 20-1.
Yeah, I mean, Hovland probably will win, because that would be just super expensive for me. That would be bad. He's on the short list of worst possible outcome this week.
Blinkquist is hammering him now. Oh my God. Joey B's in the house, already blasted. The bar's opened at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. What's the earliest you ever got to a major sporting event? What's the earliest?
8 o'clock, not in the morning.
No, you showed up late for game, for the Stanley Cup final with Mark Messier? I wasn't there. I mean, UMass is so bad. Obviously, you would tailgate and then leave. I don't think I ever made it into the games. Wait a second. Are you telling me you didn't go see Edgar Padilla, Marcus Camby? You didn't see that squad play? You were old enough, weren't you?
What? At UMass?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I might have been alive, but...
What? 95, 96? How old were you?
5, 6.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Well,
you got to go back.
I had priorities. I was probably at Belmont.
Oh yeah. Okay. But look, your parents were raising you right. I forgot.
Yeah. They're not driving me up to Amherst. First time I was ever in Massachusetts was when I went to college.
You have to go back and check. You had Calipari as the coach. You had Marcus Camby, West Hartford's finest, just destroying. Yeah. You had Edgar Padilla. You had a bunch of guys, man, on that squad. Dana Dingle. Come on,
those
man.
banners don't. I can tell you this much: in the Mullins Center for any UMass alums, those banners are not hanging. They all got taken down because of sanctions. Tough scene.
Our own Drexel's own Bruiser Flint was an assistant back on that team. Mike,
shout out
may be the only person.
Best pizza place there. If I had that trumps New York pizza.
No grease on the light poles in Denver, by the way, only in Philadelphia.
What else we got here?
You want to build a parlay? Are you
Sure.
itching? What are you itching to do here? We covered the NBA. We've got some home run plays that we'll give out. You want to go to the parlay builder, or you want to?
I think we should.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're done with the promos. We gave you a bunch right there.
Yeah. And again, we'll always say, one of the many reasons why you can be successful using the market-based approach. Of course, these tools will identify it, but it really does help to have multiple books. I'm not saying you need to go and sign up for 20 books. If you want to do that, that's great. But we put in the link to the description of the show the main books and the offers that they're running. So if you're ever interested and you say, man, I noticed that Bet365 or BetMGM is always populating when I look at the tool, you might want to consider just throwing a couple bucks on there just to have it as a backup for when it pops up. I know that's something that I've talked a lot about Discord with Eytan of just in case, if there's a great bet on BetMGM, have a small bankroll just on there, get their bonuses and take advantage of it. So it's all below for you. You can use those links to your advantage. Obviously recommend it.
Now, is it you and I tomorrow? Is Lofty back? Like, do you know what's going on? Because Alan Gullick, okay, he's asking for WNBA early looks. And based on how Sunday went, I don't think you want anything. 1 and 2, losing a parlay at the end. Oof. Maybe, but I can't do that now because we've got more important stuff in front of us, unfortunately. All right, I think we should go. Now, I'm going to ask you, but I'm going to ask you, right?
Ask me.
Do you think, and I just need a yes or no in like a weighted Ben Rasa yes or no. And for anybody who's thinking like, why does he sound like he's talking veiled almost? It's because I'm talking to Ben both on the show, but I'm also talking to Ben behind the scenes here. Do you think we're better off going to BetMGM and or Caesars for our parlay builder instead of DK or FanDuel today?
So from what we saw early in the show, it looked to me like, particularly on BetMGM, there were a bunch of props that popped up with some really good expected value. And if you try to build that parlay on DraftKings or FanDuel, it's gonna be negative there and positive at BetMGM. So I think, given what the landscape of the board is today, that BetMGM is where I want to get my action down.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you laying that out. Yeah. All right, let's go.
You said yes or no. I gave like a 5-minute answer. Sorry.
Yeah, but I also took way too long to ask that question, right? Like that's a big radio no-no. It's like you take, 10 minutes. Well, making the point ahead of time. But I had to make sure that you knew that it wasn't just a simple question of where do you want to go? That I was also talking to you a little bit fourth wall, if we will. But you picked up on it. All right, so let's go there. Now, the number one play we have on the board for the NBA, Ben, is Caleb Martin over 14.5 PRA.
Yep.
And if you want to go, Mike, sorry, we'll go to the parlay builder on BetMGM. You can just take everything off and we'll start from scratch here. We can start in the NBA. That's minus 120. Martin's points over 9.5 at minus 110. Then it gets a little tricky. The Jokic play is fine for me, as is the KCP play. But I think just looking at the overall EV balanced with expected win, the Martin PRA is the top play for us. It's tough. He's on the road, but that's the number one play in the parlay builder.
Yeah, I think you've got that, and you've got various options of what you can do. You can go to the diamond with Acuna under a half of RB, no ribbies tonight, minus 150, pretty secure, 61% X win. Start to build it out that way. You can also look to, again, some of these others in baseball.
We're on BetMGM, Mike, real quick. Sorry. No, you're fine. All good. Sorry, Ben. So let's put Martin in there, right? You want to start with Martin, PRA?
So, yeah, I think the best.
Or do you want a different NBA play?
No. I think we should leave Caleb Martin, and I think we should leave Acuna, actually. Those two are just really solid. I
agree. I agree. Okay.
You can do something else crazy. Obviously, there's going to be some restrictions on what you can and can't enter, and whatnot. But I think this is pretty good. If there are multiple baseball picks that I'm fine with that are still available. You could go to 4 of them and be fine.
Yeah,
All these unders.
I know they're big numbers. That's fine. I think ultimately, look, this is actually not a bad parlay right here. You know,
The little 2-leg.
yeah. I mean,
The
can we
2-leg is the best.
do this?
Yeah. What do you mean? Who
Can
are you
we get
talking
away
to?
with this?
Oh, yeah. I never thought I would sneak that one past you, but yeah, I mean, this is a great look at the expected win. Like, this is a legitimate chance. I know at times it feels like we're cashing parlays all over the place, but like these are 2 really solid spots. If you want to throw another leg and you take Seth Brown and you throw it in there, sure, you're going to get it up to 3.5 to 1, but I don't think that's really necessary. And then you can go to FanDuel and DraftKings and build, particularly FanDuel, you can build those same game parlays over with the NBA stuff if you want to, and it gives you a lot more flexibility.
Yeah, I just kept adding to see what it looked like. I added Brown, Casas, and Flores. And I mean, it bumps the EV up to 15% and it drops the expected win all the way down to 10. So you're sacrificing 6% EV to lose 25% expected win. I think I'm actually, I hate to say it, as crazy as this sounds, and I'm going to bet it. I'm going to put the bet down now. But a 2-to-1 shot, I mean, this is how a parlay should look. 2 EV legs put together to get you a plus 205 return. I think this is great. Now, here's the one stipulation I have in playing this bet tonight, Ben. Okay. Are you ready? Like, I just ask one small little request when it comes to this, because I don't know. I have a little feeling. I got not a fever, but I got a feeling. All right. The one small little request is that you don't get used to this.
That's fair. Exception to the rule.
I think the Acuna play is actually really good, and I'm surprised that it's minus 150. If this guy leads off with a leadoff home run, I'm throwing something into the TV. All right.
That's why I got multiple TVs. You got to prepare for that.
A great point. That is a fantastic point. All right, plus 205. I'm in there. I'm in there.
Laptops. I'm down to a single laptop.
How is this possible that you're down to a single laptop?
Well, I got to replace. There's been some incidents.
Yeah, I need to see. Okay, so you bring small stuff up on the show where it's like, I need to see that. And I think people, like, I think we could charge
you need to
for a
see
VIP
my laptop.
stream.
It's right here.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, just bear with me here. All right, bear with me. We got 140 to 50 people in here. I guarantee you that if we put a yes or no, by the way, I just caught that MC's aunt. Did you see that? Eytan looks disgusted right now, staring at 2 legs. Did you hear the Joker clip when they told him, Ben, that he was one of 4 people to have this like 25, 12, and 4 stat line?
I thought you were talking about Djokovic. Yeah, Joker. Yeah. I did hear that, and he was just like, I don't care.
Well, because he said it a couple of times, like he was disgusted with that stat line. Like he couldn't believe that's all I had, 25, 12, and 4. Like he couldn't comprehend. That's me. I'm looking at this here. Oh, real quick, before we go to the other spot. I think people would pay for a VIP stream of you watching something, and it would have to be something that you have vested interest in that maybe not a lot of people would even know, like a random ATP match where you have Casper Ruud doing some crazy shit, and you're on full tilt because the guy is down, 6-1 after 1. I think people would pay to watch you destroy shit because it's so unlike you. It's so unlike you.
I'm a cool customer. I don't break things. Once in a while. Gotta have an even keel. It's just so frustrating though. It's certain sports, tennis and soccer in particular. They just drive me insane. It's so frustrating.
Why do you ever, I never get it. Every time you always give me a soccer play, it's like the most, I'm telling you, you betting soccer is the equivalent of that tweet where it's like Mike Trout did something for the first time in 10 years, and Shohei Ohtani is the first pitcher to ever do this, and the Angels lose 5-1. Like that's you betting like the most outlet. Sometimes it works in your favor. I don't know why you keep going. This sport is so fixed. I don't know why you keep going back to it.
Yeah,
it's more fixed than the WNBA.
Who knows? Soccer's a weird sport. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Maybe we'll do some live. We're gonna be doing some fun stuff during the summer. Again, we're gonna be doing some live streams. We're doing some sweat shows. You're gonna be seeing plenty of us. I know football will be here soon enough, but don't think you're gonna get rid of us that easy. Ilya, I would say for something like that, if you're really looking to actually wash it, you're gonna try to find basically ARBs, which means a synthetic hold of 0 on another book and just bet both sides of it. So you're just going to be basically transferring money back and forth while you get the drip bonus. That would be my recommendation if you're not trying to take any risk.
That's a good one. Good question, too. And again, we happy to help you through a lot of that, by all means. I know I don't think we have enough people on Bet365, but if you haven't and you want to take advantage, like Iowa, for example, and you're thinking, do I sign up? Do I not? It can't just be 30 of Nathan Joyce's closest friends and family members that we have reached to. So if you're in the new state now, Iowa, what have you, Bet365 on the Parlay Builder is usually pretty money, and you can find some nice little areas of attack. It's not worth it right now for us. I mean, I'm over the state lines here in PA, but just a quick little reminder on that. I don't know if there's anywhere else right now worth looking. I was going to take a stab at DraftKings real quick, Ben, but I just don't think it's worth. If you wanted to build another parlay,
I didn't see. Again, keep an eye on it. There's stuff that's going to populate between now and game time, now and first pitch.
I got one.
You got one what? A play or a question? When you say that, I don't know if I'm supposed to like put on my Jeopardy hat or my betting hat. I never know where you're going.
No. Now,
yeah,
let's go to draft. No. Let's go to DraftKings. Let's just go to DraftKings. Okay. And let's do this. I'm just curious to see what the number looks like by all means. Okay. And then we've done this before where you've let me, like the one that hit Drew Smiley was a 0. It was not plus. It was not minus. So you've allowed me to throw a 0 in there before. Will you allow me to throw a 0 in today?
If you want to live a little.
All right, forget that.
Ooh.
Let's do this. I'm in. I don't even need to do a 0. All right, Mike, let's do this. Butler under 26.5 points. All right.
Oh.
Luke Weaver under 4.5 Ks. And Tristan Casas.
Yes.
Casas Belly. All right. Look at that, Ben.
What?
Look at that. That is fine right there. Do you have a problem with this? Now, we know you can get a better number with Butler on FanDuel at 27.5, but are you okay with this?
I mean, it obviously checks out. It's fine to do that. Most of my, if not all of my Jimmy Butler shorts will be on FanDuel. But you're clearly taking some of the better, and you're saving some juice here. There's no doubt. You're basically paying 10 cents for a point.
Correct.
So that's definitely worth it. There's no doubt, but it's still advantageous on both sides.
Absolutely.
Butler easily, I could see that game, Joey. I definitely could. But
where he goes for
like Butler still, I could see him getting his late and them just losing and he's not, but it's still such a good spot. It's not deterring me whatsoever.
Yeah, me neither. By no means. All right. Just wanted to get that out there. Community parlay looks to still be building here. 74 votes.
Where are
Let's
people
get this
going?
in here. Let's get this in here. All right. You can still vote. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, you can still get below.
The Nuggets. Yeah.
Right.
I got something good for the community parlay today.
Nuggets right now. I was kind of waiting to see if baseball would catch any steam. But the Nuggets look like they're running away with it.
Yeah,
I don't think
I'm
that's
not
going to change,
surprised.
right?
No.
Okay. Just curious. You want to take one more look here? Let's go back. Let's look at some home run plays. We'll look at some home run plays. Give some people what they want. All right.
What people?
Let's just go to MLB. Uh-oh. Well, this is on FanDuel now. But do you see who the number one EV prop is to go long?
No, let me see.
The guy that we just put in our parlay, Ben.
Well, that's fine.
Oh,
Those things can coexist. Oh, Tristan Cassis.
No, they can't coexist.
Well, but they can in the sense that if I don't even remember what did you have in the parlay?
We had Cassis under a half RBI.
Yeah, those can coexist. Like you're
Him
opening
hitting
yourself
a
up
home
to
run.
In the sense that the odds are so advantageous on both sides.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
Absolutely.
If he hits a home run, you're not going to be super upset you lost that parlay. It doesn't mean you need to take both, but those are the opportunities that sometimes pop up in the sense that you say, okay, I'm opening myself up for a reverse middle, no doubt. But at the same time, there are still ways that I come out ahead ultimately. And we don't really care about individual bets. You care about the bottom line. It's a series of pluses and minuses that add to more pluses over time.
No, very fair. Very fair. Okay, I just wanted to throw some of these.
I mean, it's still shady. You're right. Very shady.
But look, I don't need to bet him because I'm locked into the parlay, but you can just go ahead. Neto, is he not Raul Neto? It's Zach Neto.
Yeah, I know.
Esteury Ruiz. Look at that. 16-1 on Caesars. You kind of have to play that just to play that.
I mean,
Francisco
you know what you're
Mejia.
getting yourself into. You got to be
Sure.
This is where the bankroll stuff on OddsShopper is super important because just because these are plus EV, you have to factor in risk of ruin when you're betting things that are like plus 800. If you allocate normal units to that, even though they're good bets, you will end up getting crushed if you get unlucky in a series. So you want to allocate less of the bankroll because when it's 16-1, you're going to lose a lot of the time.
All right. You think you can sweep 4 questions here on regular
4 questions. Well, what are the categories?
I took the 200. The categories are American landmarks.
Okay, that's pretty good. Go ahead.
Okay. Now this is again single Jeopardy, so you should get. I took the 200 one out because my God, I mean, even I could get that one.
Okay. What we got?
Here we go for 400. El Cap is what climbers call this over 3,000-foot wall of rock in Yosemite.
I have no idea.
El Cap is in quotes, just so you can see that.
El Cap is what climbers call this over there. Yeah, I don't know. Something with captain, but.
Yeah. El Capitan. Come on.
What the hell is that?
That's the mountain.
Okay,
That's
well, I can barely get up the stairs. I'm not scaling mountains like Spider-Man. I got more important things going on than climbing El Cap. What's the next one?
Historic landmarks in this city include Hull House and the Marshall Field and Company Building.
Hull
House, Hull, correct. Hull House and the Marshall Field and Company Building.
I have no idea. Again, I'll say Detroit.
No, it's Chicago. That's tough. I don't know how anybody. I mean,
if you live there, okay. What do we got?
For 2 so far, but we're moving up. So if you hit this, then you're only down 200. Okay. The first U.S. national monument. This Wyoming quote tower is the neck of an ancient volcano.
Wyoming towers. Nope. That's another one. I wouldn't ring in for that. What? The first U.S. national monument, this Wyoming tower, is the neck of an ancient volcano. Yeah, I have no Jackson Hole. What do we got?
Devil's Tower. Look,
Devil's Tower. Well, that was my next guess as soon as I learned what the hell that was. I'm weighing the negatives. I'm not even going to be around for Final Jeopardy. They're just going to usher me off the stage.
Last one.
Okay.
This state is home to the USA's largest portrait bus.
Portrait bus?
Yes.
I have Texas.
What's the largest portrait bust in the country?
I don't even know what
bust. Like a big face.
Oh,
Head.
bust. I thought you said bus, like a school
Oh,
bus.
no, sorry.
Oh,
BUSTS.
South Dakota.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, bust. I'm thinking like the magic school bust.
I know. I don't know. I don't know where the disconnect happened there.
Yeah, well, that's why you gotta, they gotta show you the screen.
Correct.
How was that was the hardest one? That was the only one I could.
That was for 1,000. Absolutely for 1,000.
I don't know who's allocating these currencies. Very, very
right,
shady.
I'll give you two quick ones and we'll get out of here with the parlay.
Okay,
right?
yeah. Two more and then we're building the parlay.
Out of space, outer space, out of space, outer space. Ready? For 1,600. Double jeopardy.
1,600. Woof.
Yep. The length of this planet's day is almost the same as ours. 24 hours and 37 minutes.
Venus.
You had one of two. You had a 50-50 shot. Yeah.
So sick. That sums up my life nicely. Just 50-50 shot. Oh, picked wrong. Real good.
All right. Last one for 2,000. Total redemption. This is a web redemption here for Ben
All right,
Rasa.
come on.
You ready?
I'm ready.
We've called Ben back after his first attempt. Redemption time. Jupiter's feature called this is really a windstorm raging at around 250 miles per hour and large enough to cover 2 Earths.
No, I have no idea. Something with their rings or moons. I don't know. What's the answer?
Jupiter, not Saturn.
I don't know anything. Outer space is down there with opera.
It's the Great Red Spot.
The Great Red Spot?
See, I'm telling you, man.
Chat, I tell you what, our chat is on top of some of this stuff.
Pretty sharp.
They're buzzing in, no problem.
Oh my, oh my. All right. It looks like the Denver Nuggets have won the community parlay, my friend.
Okay.
All right.
We got to hit this parlay because, like I said, I obviously don't have a future on Jeopardy right now. Those were some bad categories.
Oh my. It's all right. You've got redemption coming your way.
Oh, we're going to be all right.
I'm sure. Or Wednesday, what have you. Yeah, we'll hit a couple of we have a 2-leg and then also this. So we'll be okay with parlays.
Yeah, we're all
so
right.
I need to go baseball right now, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I got my bet. I know where I'm going.
All right, go ahead then.
All right. Well, first, is this, I believe we're going to DraftKings today. Yeah, if we can go to, okay, DraftKings moved to -115 for the Nuggets. So let's see what it's at FanDuel. Yeah, let's go to FanDuel. How's that sound for you? Thank you. Yeah. All right. Yeah, this is good. All right. FanDuel, Tennessee, -1.5. Game 3, do or die, all-in situation for the Vols tonight. Pretty simple formula. Southern Miss, first of all, it was a doubleheader because there was lightning, but Southern Miss won game 1. They chose, and I don't blame them, to throw their ace in game 2 to try to eliminate Tennessee. Didn't work. They lost. They used their best arm and they used their best bullpen arm, and both of them did major innings yesterday. No Tanner Hall, no Storm or limited Storm for them in terms of the pen arms. Tennessee's deeper. They're better. It's in Hattiesburg, but I don't care. I think Tennessee rolls them tonight. It's -132. This is taking a lot of money, but I still think it's good. I bet this morning at -120. Gave it out on our Discord, but I'm all about Tennessee tonight. I think they get it done and move on.
That's a great one. So we'll add that in there. -132.
-132. Again, I get it. Southern Miss went for it. They threw their super pitcher in game 2 and they lost. And now they have a big drop off for whoever gets the ball tonight. Yeah. And yeah, exactly. What are you going to do? Don't be betting something crazy.
Well, I just bet it and I just put it out on the Discord, but we cannot put it in the game. Can you same game parlay somebody to double?
No.
All right. We'll just fade Butler's points here. All right.
Okay.
Or has that dropped now? No. FanDuel still has. All right. Let's just do that. Let's just go. We'll same game parlay X and just keep Butler under 27.5 points.
So if you
Points
do
bet
that,
now is, yeah.
it is plus 409.
This parlay?
Yeah, same game parlay plus. Jimmy
Fine by
Butler is
me.
minus 120. But again, there's correlation. So it's plus 409. Not bad.
Not bad at all. On the way out, I just saw this updated. It's in our tool now. It's the
Devil's
second
Tower.
best plus EV bet you can find in the NBA. Jimmy Butler to double-double plus 460. You look at where the true value is, the true odds of this, it's 421. You're
Okay.
getting this at 460 on FanDuel. Jimmy doesn't need to hit his point total in order to double-double. Those two can clearly coexist. I think it's worth a shot, Ben. I honestly think it's worth a shot.
There you have it. I'm going to go research the Devil's Tower and the big red spot and whatever is in Chicago and El Capitan. Big night ahead for me. Maybe I'll break a laptop.
Something's up here.
What? What have you done?
Well, no, I went to FanDuel and it's to 250. So that's gone. And now I got to delete it from the freaking Discord because it was up there.
See what you've done?
Shame on you.
You led people astray.
It wasn't even. We'll see you. Ben?
Yeah, so it's over now. We told you guys this for sure. You're going to be seeing some changes. The OddsShopper free trials are dead. Still can access it, of course. And we're going to have some exciting promos coming out. But we just want people as part of the community. No matter what you're doing, whether you're using the tools, hanging out, watching the shows, hanging in chalkboard, we're all against the books. That's our job here. And that's what we do. If you have questions, at Shander Show, at JazzRazDFS. Productive show. Wouldn't you say, fella?
Absolutely. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll do it all again then. And go Nuggets. Don't go
Hit that
Butler.
like button on the way out. Help
Tennessee.
us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, go Tennessee. That's big. Need the Vols, or I'm going to be grumpy tomorrow. Grumpier.